Welcome back to Keksi Society, and today we will be reviewing a Rev Says Desu video. The Palworld situation is genuinely hilarious, and Nintendo Shills are crashing out. Let's watch.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So in this video, I'll be talking about the Palworld situation. Over the last 2.5 years, we have seen massive wins, not only for the development team, but also for gamers through Palworld. And also during all this, we've seen an elaborate humiliation ritual that Nintendo and Pokémon have been going through, not only watching this game succeed beyond their greatest.
And the funniest thing is that Nintendo did it to themselves because they were like, we have to sue them for all of the stuff they quote unquote stole. Like, you shined a light on them and made them even bigger. Good job, Nintendo.
Nightmare expectations, but also their legal case against Palworld is completely falling apart. And with the release of Palworld 1.0, we saw a resurgence of players to nearly 1 million concurrent players.
Wow.
But of course, you go on social media and the Shills are crashing out and coping about that, saying it's very unimpressive to have nearly 1 million concurrent players in a game that is 2.5 years old.
I was going to say,
when it comes to
pretty
Palworld,
new.
It's succeeding beyond any measure anyone could have predicted. Even weeks out since 1.0's release, still hundreds of thousands of concurrent players, showing that they have retained a great level of hype with this game. And I really want to go through the history because we haven't talked about mainly the lawsuit in quite some time. As most of you are already aware, when this game came out, Palworld received over 2 million concurrent players on Steam, coming out of nowhere and completely shocking people, shocking even the Shills, who were so upset about the success of Palworld and how it was humiliating Pokemon that Reddit users were making posts talking about how they were thinking of taking their own lives over the situation.
That's silly.
In fact, we even saw the clown show evolve to the point where PETA was making posts angry about Palworld, demanding vegan routes and even providing vegan guides to their followers. But of course, the biggest bombshell to happen was the lawsuit that came out right after the release of Palworld, where Nintendo and Pokemon were suing Palworld for patent infringement. Now, all the Shills, they were defending the billion-dollar company, and it was very embarrassing to see. But what's even more embarrassing is what's going on now.
I like those balls.
You can see that Nintendo has pretty much lost the entire
30K
lawsuit
payout.
in a almost unbelievable degree, because this was a David versus Goliath situation. Nobody thought Palworld would survive this, but now it looks like Nintendo has basically a 0% chance of winning this lawsuit. In fact...
Well, I heard a lot of people talking about it, and they thought it was just silly because these mechanics were even before Pokemon. Some of the mechanics that they were trying to... I can't remember exactly which ones, but they were like, they're in other games too. So you can't say that you invented them. Silly Nintendo.
The only thing they could even get if they managed to win is $30,000. See, when Palworld released, Nintendo and Pokemon had no expectation that it would do so well. And when Palworld reached enormous levels of sales in the tens of millions of units, they rushed and filed divisional patents to try to catch Palworld and hopefully shut it down. However, by the time the lawsuit actually advanced, most of those things they were trying to patent were removed or altered in a way that would allow Palworld to keep moving forward, which was a very scummy move by Nintendo, a desperate one at that. And now they face not only basically no chance of winning, and even if they do, they get $30,000 and get to have things and rights to things that don't even really exist anymore.
Yep.
But they also spent $40 million so far on legal costs. This has been an elaborate humiliation ritual for Nintendo, and I have to say, it's been great to watch. Nintendo has been bullying people, especially legally, for a very long time, and this absolutely blew up in their face and just served as more PR for Palworld. Now,
Yeah,
of
that's what I was
course,
thinking.
what's going
Yeah,
on with...
Nintendo shot themselves in the foot. They should have just stayed quiet, and if they would have, then maybe it wouldn't have blown up even more. Because that's how I learned about Palworld, was through the lawsuits, through all these creators. I think it was Clownfish that I first learned it from. So you just got more people playing Palworld.
with the Pokemon Company these days? Well, here's some news today. The Pokemon Company is facing a class action lawsuit after a former executive was
Ew, this is
arrested
so
for
gross.
secretly filming people inside company bathrooms. 89 videos were allegedly filmed in office
Gross.
toilets.
Lovely.
Well then, that's all I can say, but of course, over the stretch of time since Palworld released, of course they were not going to maintain those insane release numbers, and journalists were crapping all over Palworld.
I would like to point out that when Pokemon Go started, it had like 10 million, I think 3 million now play Pokemon Go on a daily basis. So, and it might have been bigger than 10 million, but it was huge amount of numbers. So if they want to crap out on Palworld for losing 1.5 million, they lost even more. So I don't know statistics though. So statistically, I don't know who lost out more. Sorry.
World, saying it was a dead game, showing that they've lost so many players. But of course, we got Palworld 1.0 just a few weeks ago. And of course, the journalists weren't done. They're still coping, giving it a 3 out of 5. And of course, gamers are mocking the saying, did you just blow in from Stupid Town? Game journalists, when they have to play a game, too many things. Make more cinematics. Video game is held back.
Video game being more like choose your own adventure. That's what they want, right? That's what they like. Don't play the game, just click a button. Choose your own adventure. Graphic novels are where you need to go, guys. I love graphic novels. There's nothing wrong with graphic novels. I'm just saying, don't play a video game and expect it to be something else.
By gameplay, reduce the score. And then you see the actual numbers. It turns out players actually love this, even though games journalists are pretending like it's garbage. It peaked at nearly 1 million players, which is an insane accomplishment for a game that was released 2.5 years ago. The hype has not died, and you know what? Everybody's joining in, including DSP.
Now, I'm going to ask you guys an honest question. Do you guys like Palworld, and do you want me to keep playing it tonight? Okay? I'm asking you this question honestly for a reason. I'm here to entertain. I'm here to do things that make you have a good time and make you want to reciprocate with support. If I've played this game for an hour and I've made $40, okay, and it's not like, oh, it's not increasing. In the last hour, I'm not even kidding, in the last hour, since we started, Jeremy Gunn had done the $10 super chat, and then within an hour, I made $7. Okay?
I wish I made $7.
If people don't care for the game,
My chat.
then let's just do something else. If that's the case, I wasn't ever committing to playing this game long term. I want you to understand that. Like, this was not something that we committed to. You know,
Palworld's just a survival game. I don't know much about it. I know Pokemon has like a purpose. Like you go and you beat the gyms and you beat the Elite Four, but I don't know. Like, is there something like that in Palworld?
what I'm saying? If you guys find the game boring, dull, not interesting, and you don't care about me doing an open world exploration game like this, then we don't have to play it again. We could just chill for the next hour.
I'm sorry, I saw a related DSP grift crash out and I just had to include it in this video. And unlike him, you don't have to pay $40 to show your appreciation for what I'm doing right now. If you like the video, consider liking and subscribing.
I mean, that helps too.
But
Yeah,
of course,
if you just like
people
and
are
subscribe,
continuing to cope
kind of
about this
engagement,
1.0
way
release.
helpful.
This individual saying, Palworld just hit full release and can't recapture the momentum it had at launch. Its momentum came from the early access label and the controversy over creature designs that were copy-paste Pokemon. At one point, do you admit you aided scammers? Yes, this is the modern audience, ladies and gentlemen. They see a game that people are enjoying and they must think it's some kind of a scam. But you can see this individual who's totally not seething get hit with a community note that says, Steam data shows Palworld exceeded 500,000 concurrent players shortly after its July 10th 1.0 release. In fact, as we saw, that number actually would double to about 1 million. And this individual would continue crashing out in the replies, saying, "Slop World Shills, 500,000 is not more than 2 million. I can't stop laughing. This is not a very well-adjusted individual. This person is miserable." But you know who's not miserable and having a very good time on social media?
Also, I'd like to point out that I'm sure that the creators of Palworld are super happy about that 1 million or the 500K. Like, dude, if I made a game, if I made an animation, because I'm more into animation, right? So if I made an animation and 500K people like watched it, I'd be more than happy. And then it goes all the way up to 1 million. Like, well, forget that. Like, I'd be ecstatic. What are you talking about? Do these people? I wonder if these people actually do make anything. Like, how many Steam games in the first couple of years? Like, how many? I mean, there's probably a lot of indie Steam games, right? How many of them hit 1 million? Concurrent. It's the concurrent players, right? 1 million concurrent players. How many of them hit 1 million concurrent players? Probably not a lot. These people are crazy.
Bucky, the head of publishing and communications at Pocket Pair, who's been celebrating the success of the 1.0 launch, saying what is happening with a screenshot of the player numbers, over 900,000. But people were still coping in the quotes, saying this would be impressive if it had doubled its early access launch peak, but it is currently below 50% of its launch peak. CCU, and with only 16,000 new user reviews, even added since 1.0 launched last week. It means barely anyone playing Palworld right now are even new players.
So does this person only play mainstream games? I watch so many indie. I watch indie games, and maybe I'm the weird one because I watch everything indie and. I don't know. They seem more entertaining indie games do. So maybe they are just mainstream, because I can't imagine that being the case. Like, most indie games being like peak like that. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't think so. So go enjoy your mainstream slop, I guess.
And are just below 50% of the early access players checking back in. Yeah, guys, that would be only impressive, the 1.0 release, if they had over 4 million players concurrently. Apparently that is the standard. That is how you'll impress this individual on social media.
That main character?
No, what's impressive is a game that released 2.5 years ago, peaking out at almost 1 million concurrent players all that time later. That is super impressive.
I think so too.
Thing is impressive. The whole story of Palworld is very impressive. You can see people like Legendary Drops quoting that previous user saying, "Just take the L and move on." Palworld hit 25 million copies sold almost a year ago.
Wow.
We will be hearing it cleared 30 plus million sooner or later.
Wow.
It's tracking similar unit sales to Pokemon releases. Nearly 1 million concurrent is absurd, and trying to frame it as anything else is beyond
I agree.
stupid.
Yeah.
But of course, Bucky would continue celebrating, saying it's been 3 weeks since 1.0 dropped, and we're still hitting 500,000 concurrent mid-week. Bonkers. There's people out there absolutely dying to post Palworld lost X% of their players, dead game, and at this rate, they'll have to wait at least another week or 2. Good on Bucky for making a sneak diss at all these haters on social media here.
Proud for him.
But we see other things coming out from the development team and Bucky as well. You can see this Dexerto post. A Palworld developer responded to enhanced female Pal mods. And this is the reaction right here, where he just quotes saying, "Fun. Palworld is about having fun." If this was a lot of other studios, they would have shut this down. They would have done some DMCAs. They would have shut down these sorts of mods. But you know what? At Palworld, they're just trying to have some fun.
Yeah.
And also, another thing we forget about Palworld, how affordable it is, right? A $30 game,
that's
also
not bad. $30?
produced on a budget of less than 10 million.
Wow.
Kind of flies in the face of ex-God of War creators like David Jaffe here, who recently was saying that games basically have to be $300 million to succeed in this current market.
I
But
agree with
speaking
that at
of that
all. There's a
price,
lot of indie games that
here
are
is an
popular.
official post from Palworld, a massive W, saying, after much thought, we have decided to not raise the price of Palworld following the 1.0 release and will keep it at $30.
Good for
We are
them.
incredibly proud of how far Palworld has come. Thanks to the amazing support of our players, it has become a success beyond our wildest dreams. A small way of saying thank you. We'll be keeping the price at $30.
Good job.
Very based.
Yeah,
and
that's
also,
very based.
how does Palworld interact with potential competitors and similar titles? Well, Temtem Pioneers is something that is looking very similar, and people are like, oh, are they going to go the Nintendo route and try to shut this down? No, they actually did the exact opposite. Pocket Pair saying they don't see Temtem as a rival, even though the series is getting a new survival game called Temtem Pioneers. Pocket Pair's head of publishing and communications, Bucky, said Temtem are not our rivals. We respect all developers and their games. We're all just making games for fun.
Exactly.
And the official Temtem account replied saying, we don't want to be Palworld's rival. We deeply respect their game and work, and we just aim to be another option for fans of the genre, which is an amazing
Go figure, you can like more than one game. Oh, weird.
interaction. Two development teams praising one another and not being threatened because they share similar ideas or similar themes in their games. This is the exact opposite of what Pokemon did to Palworld when they saw Palworld's success and similarities. But on top of that, the wins don't stop, ladies and gentlemen. The Palworld trading card game recently launched, and they sold over 3
Yeah, just don't let the scalpers get it. Like, don't... Like, I don't want this to end up being like Pokemon and stuff, but if it still stays big, then it's going to, isn't it? That kind of sucks. I hope that there's something somewhere that we can get our kids without it being like, well, we're just gonna make it demand higher, so you have to pay more money, and like nobody can actually start any hobbies. Grrr.
3.5 million packs before a single card shipped.
Wow.
They are just dominating Pokemon at everything they do now. The games and now the trading cards, but it's getting even better for them. So it's been announced recently that Palworld Online, a new MMORPG version of the game, will be coming out with an open world, online play, co-op, PvP and PvE, original storyline, survival and crafting, and it's going to be designed for mobile. It's going to be launching this year. The W's do not stop, ladies and gentlemen. Just like the rain right there. My apologies.
Oh, yeah.
Just some
No, I like the
cool
rain.
background here.
It is cool background,
while recording this video.
Don't need music.
But anyways, this is a massive success story for Palworld and a humiliation ritual for the last 2.5 years for Nintendo. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving the video a like, consider subscribing, and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams every week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Man, dude, Nintendo really shot themselves in the foot. Like, I wonder, well, I guess it was pretty big before, but I wonder how many people did join because of the lawsuit. Because I didn't even know about Palworld before the lawsuit. And then I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And, you know, I'm still a Pokemon fan. I still play both. But, like, I mean, I've heard that in, like, the next 5 to 10 years with our kids growing up, you know, we're going to be playing both, but they're going to see Pokemon more as like a time capsule, and Palworld is more of a like new cool hip thing that, you know, our parents didn't have it, we have it, this is ours. So I feel like maybe Nintendo should be shaking in their boots, because this is something that could potentially be the next Pokemon if it's as big as it is. And if they're gonna make it super easy, like we were kids, right? Like, we have got the trading card games, we've got the when we were kids, we had our Game Boys, right? But if they have their phones and it's on their phones, which they're launching a mobile app, then it's gonna be on their phones. It's gonna be on their there's gonna be their card games. It's gonna be everything they want to collect it. I mean, it's probably gonna have like little gotcha, like when we were kids, like they were everywhere. Like I had like a Vulpix necklace. Like it was everywhere, you know? So Pokemon bread sheets, and there's gonna be Palworld bread sheets. Nintendo has to step up their game, and that actually benefits all of us, right? because then we get better. We've been asking Nintendo for better stuff like forever, and they just keep giving us the same game over and over again because we just keep buying it. The last game I bought was Let's Go Pikachu or something like that. The one that connects with Pokemon Go because you can get Melmetal's. That's the last Pokemon game I've bought. So it's been a long time since I've bought any Pokemon games. So I am interested in playing Palworld if I had the time. So anyway, I hope Nintendo steps up their game because that would help. That would be awesome because I would love to play more Pokemon. I love Pokemon. But I also hope that they have some healthy competition and then keeps up both games pitted against each other for that popularity, for that spot. And it makes everyone who likes Palworld it makes people who like Palworld and Pokemon happier because they head-to-head competition makes everything better. Anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you have a good day. Bye.